Hi, friends. Welcome to I was gonna say the first day of June, but it's not. June 2nd, the beginning of June. We're live streaming.
Happy Pride Month!
Happy Pride Month! Whoop, 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 whoop. Very exciting day. So I got some friends here and we're gonna yap a little and we're gonna write hopefully a lot because June we need to be doing things, okay?
Yeah.
I know that Cody specifically and me have goals, so those goals must be completed. Let's go around, introduce ourselves, say what we're working on this live stream while I pop up everyone's hellos in the chats. So Diane, you want to start?
Okay. Hello, I'm Diane. I make videos here on YouTube, and I'm currently working on, what draft would this be? I guess draft 7. I'm working on accepting copy edits and stuff for my novel, which is going to be coming out later this year. And I'm about halfway, so I'm hoping to make a good dent tonight. So,
heck yeah, I love it. Cody.
Hello, everyone. I'm Cody. I'm a writer, if you couldn't tell by my name, Cody the writer. I am a thriller author. I recently published The Ghostwriters Club. And there's another one spotted. But yeah, thriller. I'm currently working on my second thriller, which is a paranormal thriller. How many times can I say that word in one sentence? And it is currently
try for a few more. I mean,
it's currently under the alias of Project Terms and Conditions, and that is what I'm going to be revising tonight.
Yay!
Well, hi, I'm Kayla. I also write and create videos here on YouTube. And tonight I'm going to be working on my standalone fantasy project, which is called Project Geo. I've switched over to it to take a bit of a break from the Between the Waves situation. So I'm first drafting that, which is its own beast that I wasn't expecting, but I should have. So I'm first drafting that. So I'll probably work on that a little bit tonight. And then I'm also putting together my second poetry collection. So it's getting there. It needs some organization, and some of the poems need to just be like some revisions on the poems. So I'll probably switch back and forth between both of those projects tonight.
I love it. And I am Natalie. You are on my channel. If you're not subscribed, it would be really, really nice if you subscribed. But yeah, you probably are. I don't know why you'd be here if you weren't, but hi. I am working on my YA fantasy that is called loosely right now Project A. It's kind of Anastasia inspired. And I finished draft 2 recently on a writing retreat. A video about that will be coming out very soon. And so today I am trying to go through my draft 2 and fill in the brackets and the holes that I have left so that I can print it out and read it like it's a real book. Because wouldn't it be nice to be a real book? We still have so many people coming in and joining us. Oh, look, Cody's here. That's fun.
I forgot to say hello to everyone in the chat, and so I just wanted to say it in the chat.
I love it. So we are going to do 2 40-minute sprints tonight. We're locking in. We're doing the long sprints. But before we start, we got a little bit of yapping time. So if you guys have any questions, please drop them in the chat. I did have a question that I wanted to ask the 3 of you guys. If I'm going to go first. So what was the very first video you posted on AuthorTube? So like, I know like Cody and I started as like AuthorTube people. I know Kayla, you started as something else. What was your first like AuthorTube video?
I mean, mine was the newbie tag.
Incredible. Classic.
Yeah.
I like might need to go back and check.
I'm also looking it up because I don't know what mine was.
Diane, do you know?
Mine was definitely the newbie tag, which I privated.
Privated? Why?
Oh no, it's so bad.
You have to like have those there. So
embrace the cringe.
Yeah, it's so cringy.
It's terrible. Like my editing, like everything is bad. Everything is bad.
Oh, well,
don't look back at mine because it's not good.
My oldest one, I did a NaNoWriMo 2019 week 1 video.
Ooh. I love that. I feel like a lot of
3 minutes long.
3 minutes. That's amazing. That's so quick.
Apparently.
I'm efficient. This is all you need to know.
I guess.
I think I'm looking back at mine, and 4 years ago, when was this? I know it was in 2021. So, and it looks like it was a Camp NaNoWriMo vlog.
Incredible.
And that was the first one that I ever posted. And then after that, there actually weren't as many writing vlogs. And then they started to pick up again. But I actually think that I started posting writing content on TikTok before YouTube.
Really?
It seemed less intimidating, yeah. Because I found the book talk people. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Look at all these people who love fantasy. And I was so excited. So I think I posted more on there first. And then I was like, why don't I put it on my YouTube channel? So then I did a vlog.
I love that.
Long form content is definitely more intimidating, but I also feel like somehow it's easier. Like short form content is so hard.
It really is. It gives me anxiety.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do it.
I just simply do not possess the skill to be concise. I just can't do it.
Yeah, it's honestly true.
It's a different skill set, I feel. Like you really
100%. Because you got to like hook them in a second.
Yes.
Because it's so short.
Yeah.
I don't have that kind of brain space to think of how to do that.
Yeah.
I'm poorly attempting an author TikTok. It's not going well, but
What?
it does exist.
Well, send it to me and you'll have a new follower. Follower? I don't even know what you call them on TikTok.
Me
Are they
neither,
followers?
honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I have tried to distance myself from TikTok because, you know, I like it a lot, and that's a problem.
Yeah.
I only let myself do it right before I'm going to bed. No other time.
Then I wouldn't sleep.
I do have the self-control to be like, okay, you can do this for 30 minutes and then you stop and go to bed. Because me, I'm gonna choose sleep over everything. So
same. Yeah. I love it. Okay, Becca had a question for us. What is the most unexpected thing you've learned since working on your first serious writing project?
Unexpected.
That I can do it at all. That I can actually finish a book.
But like that's a fun thing to realize, right?
Yes.
You're like, I can do this.
Yeah, I've surprised myself with my like just I guess resilience, like just and like determination, I guess, like over the years of just like always coming back to it, even if like work made it so that I couldn't work on it for like 4 months or something, like always coming back to it. I think I guess that's something I learned about myself. But,
yeah. I love it.
I feel
Cody.
like
Kayla.
You have one, Cody?
I mean, I guess was it about myself or just learned in general?
In general.
Learn something about yourself.
Okay. I didn't realize how much planning goes into after the book is done. That was very unexpected because I'm like, once the book's done, you just upload it here, upload that there. Congratulations, you did it. No, it is not that way. It is very intensive. So I guess that was my big unexpected thing is how intense it is after the book is done.
Yeah. I hid the question just so I can see your beautiful faces. If you need it again, tell me.
I feel like for me, the most unexpected thing is probably the technicality required in like going beyond the first draft, because I feel like I didn't realize that until I started taking it seriously, because even to think, or like with the purpose of publishing something one day, because I feel like originally, like I do a lot of different art and it's always very flowy and creative and fun and non-structured. And like even with my poetry, now that I've published a poetry collection, even then it was very flowy and fun, and like it didn't feel super, like I didn't have to use the technical side of my brain very much. And I feel like I did not expect like how technical I was going to have to get for actually making a coherent story. Back in the day when you're writing, you're like, I don't know, and then this happens, and it doesn't matter if you never hear about it again, because you're like, that's fine. That was from Act 1, it doesn't matter. And now I'm like, oh, it's actually gonna have to matter if someone else is gonna read it and understand it. So
I feel like so much of being an adult and writing is trying to remember what it was like when you were a kid and you were writing. Like trying to shut off the editor that didn't exist when you were a kid, trying to just write the story and not get in your head about it. Yeah. Oh, Becca said, oh my God, finishing the first draft is somehow like the easiest thing compared to everything.
It really is.
Great. I don't want to look at it again. I did it.
Right?
Yeah.
Done.
You're like, and we're done.
It's perfect. There's nothing that needs to be changed.
Publish.
Right. Oh my God.
Oh, can you imagine?
Yeah, because it exists.
Yeah.
Well, can you imagine you doing that? Is what I mean.
Maybe on Wattpad.
I'm sorry, did you just call it Wattpad?
What do you call it?
Wattpad?
Oh, I mean, it's a Wattpad.
I like that one better. I like Wattpad better.
Thank you, because it rhymes with pad. The sound, Wattpad.
Wattpad?
Listen, I didn't come here to be berated. Okay?
Okay, everyone bully Cody in the comments. No, I'm kidding.
I used to also say ramen noodles instead of ramen noodles.
Ramen?
Like,
those are Raymond's noodles.
South as it can get. Okay?
I mean it.
Yeah.
Becca said, on Pride Month?
Exactly. Exactly.
That's right. Sorry, you can't bully Cody. It's Pride Month.
Thank you.
Anyway, we have a few more minutes. Do any of you have questions you want to ask? What are we thinking? Or chat. Now's your chance again.
On the spot.
I didn't prepare.
You have 7 minutes.
So okay, that's plenty of time.
Cody, is that what's behind you? Is that like what's that thing behind you? What's that thing called? Ping pong machine?
Pinball?
Pinball.
Yeah, it's a pinball machine.
I love that.
Ping pong machine.
Clark got it. I don't remember where he got it from, but I think it was like a place that was like right by where he lived, and they were closing down, and he asked if he could have the pinball machine, and they said yeah. So
that's amazing. Does it work?
Yeah.
I love
it makes all the little dings and lights and everything. Yeah.
That's amazing.
How often
my
do
nephews
you play it?
like do not. Well, anytime like it gets the most action when my nephews are here, like because we can put them in this room and they will not fight. This is the one thing they cannot fight over, you know. Like
amazing.
Never heard them so quiet in my life. But we just put them at the pinball machine.
I love it. Okay, we got one question before we do our sprint. How do you come up with titles for your books? This is specifically a selfish question because I have not titled my book, and I know that the three of you have.
I think Diane should answer first.
No.
She's in the thick of it.
How do I come up with titles in the fetal position? It's hard.
So real.
But like it's weird because my poetry collection was super easy. Like the title came super easily, and with Ben, I have the title now, but it hurt. I don't know how to do it. Although I title my chapters, and those are pretty easy too. I think like smaller things I can title, but like a book.
How do you encapsulate an entire character's story in 10 words or less?
No, it's wild. It's wild. I don't know how. A wing and a prayer. I don't know.
Cody, how'd you come up with your titles?
Well, for the Ghostwriters Club, to be completely, totally honest with you, I knew that the group was called the Ghostwriters Club, and so for the longest time I called it Project GWC, and that was it. Like I was like, I'll come up with the title later. But the more that I sat with it and was like, yeah, I'm working on the Ghostwriters Club, I was like, wait, that kind of like rolls off the tongue well. And then I was like, is that my title? Is that the title of my book? And so honestly, I sat with mine for forever and eventually was like, yeah, that's it. And that's what happened. I didn't stumble upon it any kind of crazy way, but for terms and conditions, The book is not called Terms and Conditions. I haven't revealed the title of that book, but for that one, it's mostly inspired by a scene that happens in the book.
Mhm.
And I feel like I don't know, it just captures the spooky vibe as well as the theme of the book. That's all I can say, I guess.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
I have like a bad answer for this because I feel like the titles so far have come to me very easily. And I'm like, I'll be writing and I'm like, I should call it that. And I'm like, okay.
It's not like, I don't know her.
Well, the thing is that
Must be nice.
I don't know. Obviously, like my poetry collection, the title came to me very quickly and I was like, yeah, that's good. That's what I'm going to use. I have this feeling for the like long form fantasy projects. I don't know if like when I'm actually at the point where I'm ready to start publishing them that there's a chance that I start to panic about the title because like so far I'm able to like the title comes to me and I'm like that's it without the context of potentially marketing and publishing it. Even though I know that's down the road at some point, but like I'm not thinking about it with the title. So I'm curious to see if when I'm like finally finalizing things to publish, if I'm like panicking about the title and I'm like, maybe this is bad. Maybe this is the wrong title. I came up with it way too fast. But I don't know. My titles come from like a word or a phrase that I say in the book, and I'm like, I like that. Make it the whole book. And then that's like some of them like the title came first. I have ideas that like the title came and I was like, and then it's this and this and this, and then an idea came from it, if it makes sense. So I don't know. I have
I'm
no like
incredibly jealous of that.
tangible way to come up with titles.
It's nice to like sit here and be like, wow, everyone really does have a different process, and there's no
Yeah.
one right way to do it.
Yeah.
But also, I wish that I had one of your ways to do it.
I just sit and let the title find me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It'll come.
Because usually it does.
In the past, I have just given my book to other people and say, what would you title this?
I tried to do that. I tried.
I actually
I
recorded the
estimate
video that I promised a month ago where people
Mhm.
submitted their book blurbs and I'm doing the titles for them. So that'll be coming up soon. So
Yes, please.
That's
if you're
fun. That's good
interested,
practice.
that'll be coming up on the channel in like 2 weeks, I think. Because I've
Great.
got something else planned for next week already.
I'm so excited for that video. Okay, peoples. I guess let's write. Let's write some
Yeah,
books.
let's do the thing. I'm
Let's
itching
do the
to
thing. Yeah.
get into it.
I forgot that this is a major part of what the streams are for. Please chat, drop what you're working on in the chat. Let us know what it is you're working on. And we are going to start our 40-minute sprint. Hello, do I remember how to stream? There we go. Okay. We're going to see you all in 40 minutes. Good luck, and we will see you then. So loud. My apologies. Welcome back, everyone. How are you?
Not bad. Not bad. I got a chapter done.
That's
Chapter in a bit.
incredible. How'd you do?
I also got a chapter done. And that one I had to do a little bit of drafting. And so I ended up drafting about like 500 words in the middle of that chapter. So, and then I just did the rest of the edits that I had written down.
See, we love a 40-minute sprint. Look how much we can do.
You really do.
Yeah. Kayla, how'd you do?
It was good. I did a little bit of drafting and then spent some time kind of like writing out the next few, not the next few scenes, but kind of just the next few things that I want to write, I guess, like outlining a little bit. And I did a little bit of organizing the poetry stuff.
Okay. I love it. I left a giant like bracket where I was like, write this scene. So that's what I was working on. But I wrote 357 words and almost done with this little mini scene in here. So we're doing good. Progress is being made. Everyone in the chat, let us know how you did. And we're also going to play my favorite game, which is you have to read the last line that you wrote or worked on.
Lovely.
Who wants to go first? Or I can.
Let me see. You go first this time.
Okay. Mine is a line of dialogue. It says, you can drop whatever charade you're playing.
Ooh, okay.
So we like it. Honestly, I might cut that line if I'm being completely honest with you. It's okay. It's okay. It's fun. Diane, what's the last thing you worked on?
It was about here, I guess. Okay. My collarbones grow heavy and my breathing slows under the weight of it.
Ooh. Okay, I like it. Cody is actively typing. He's like, write a good line, write a good line.
I just had to type myself out a note because part of that scene was me making a decision of where, because he sees his neighbor crying on the other side of the fence, and I had to write down what she says she was crying about and what she was really crying about, just so I can keep track. And so yeah. But my last line that I wrote, I opened the top of the coffee maker, replacing the pod, and set it to brew while I retreat to my room and take a much-needed shower.
Love it. Practical.
The end.
So this is why I love last lines. I'm like, no, don't read the best line that you wrote on the sprint. I want to hear what the last line was. Kayla, what you got?
The last line that I wrote was, the building was lined with windows, but she could make out nothing of the interior through the foggy panes.
Ooh, I like that.
It sounds spooky. Yeah. It's not spooky, but it sounds spooky reading it out loud.
You're like, wait a second.
Yeah.
I'm not going to read everyone's last lines because one time I did that and it took like a long time. So we're just going to pop through a few of these. But Irene wrote 101 words because she was reading for part of it. Nice. Carrie started her reread and then took some revision notes. Irene said her last line was, the well of guilt filled up once more, as it was oft to do nowadays. Love it. The doors opened onto an active throng. Miles could barely push his way into it, but with expert timing, he and the others zippered into the undulating mass, making its way through the corridor.
Oh, Jesus.
I love undulating.
I love undulating.
Who knows what monsters lie just beyond the woods?
Ooh.
Love it. A haunting, mournful chant swells in the quaking halls. It's a song, an elegy, a plea for tenderness. Ooh. Y'all just might be really good at this. I don't know. This is her agent, he says, as if announcing he'd arrested Darth Vader himself. Are you sure she wouldn't like me to cuff her for you? Which would inevitably turn into the next day and then the next. I love it. Such good stuff, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question. My question for you guys is, what is the weirdest thing that you own in your house?
What?
Weird.
What?
Yeah. What's the most unusual, weirdest thing that you own?
I guess a pinball machine. So,
That's
I mean, 'cause
fair.
not,
That's
not
fair.
many people own those, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. I'll allow it.
Okay.
Also, chat, I want to know what the
Wait,
weirdest
I
thing
feel
you
like I have a good thing, but I have to find it.
Like weird how? Like, give me
Yeah.
like not a lot of
Just
people
like
have it, or
rare?
it's just like
Yeah.
weird or random.
Yes. It's whatever you want it to be, but also yes to all of those. Like for me, mine is I have a wooden duck goose thing that like it is not anything, it's just a wood, it's not like a fake hunting thing, it's not a piece of art, it's a wood duck that is an antique that I got from my grandpa's house because he was like, what do you want when I die? And I said, honestly, just that duck. And he was like, you could just have it now. So now I have it.
I love that.
Yeah.
Gosh.
I just yeah, that's crazy.
Miley.
No. Wait, what?
Wait, can we talk
Really?
about what weird things you've kept in a jar? Because I do have a story for that.
Do you currently have it?
No.
Well, then it doesn't count.
It was from when I was a kid. My parents kept it for like 2 years.
Foreskin.
Umbilical cord? Umbilical cord.
No.
It's like your baby teeth.
No.
Okay,
So once upon a time, I used to get uncontrollable nosebleeds.
Oh,
Like
I
they
don't
just
want to know this
wouldn't
story.
clot. And so one
I
time it literally wouldn't stop.
Oh my
So
God.
they had a towel pressed to my face.
I am gonna
And when
mute
I
you.
got yeah, that's fine. And when I got to the hospital, they pulled it away.
No, I want to hear it.
No, horrible things happen.
I
Lots of
want to hear
blood.
it.
Wait.
It was basically just like a clot this long.
Oh my God.
Really?
Yeah,
Like dried
and
blood?
like a clot of blood.
I'm
That
fascinated.
And my
long?
parents kept it in a jar because they thought it was a part of my brain.
Oh my God.
They're like, when you get older and you're like, what's wrong with me? They hold up the jar.
Yeah, like
just
because
pulled out a
here's
little
part of your
extra.
brain, but that's
Yeah.
why they
Okay,
kept it
we're
for 2
done.
years.
We're done. No more jar stories.
I would have kept it. That sounds great.
I mean, I'm
Good
just saying, I
Lord.
thought it was cool.
I like
Cody,
that
I've
multiple
told you
people
I'm
here
extremely queasy
have
and I'm
body
prone to fainting. So how
Uh,
dare you continue that
please don't.
story?
Is it because you're the goat? Got him. The greatest of all time.
Oh.
Anyway, Diane and Kayla, your turn.
I can't top a body part in a jar.
And I wouldn't want you to.
Oh my God.
Evelyn
I
has a pirate sword replica, so that's
That's
fun.
That is really cool.
I used to have a training sword, but I don't even have that anymore. I feel like the most interesting thing I have, which I can't find it, I cleaned and I lost it, but it's here somewhere, is like a piece of leather, but it's from, I went to a bookbinder, like a super, super old bookbinder in Vancouver, and I was asking, and he was telling me all these stories about all the books and stuff he had. Some of them are like super sketchy, like books made of human skin, because they've been in the industry for like over 100 years. And he gave me this piece of leather that was from a ship that sunk like a very, very long time ago, over a century. And I guess like the way that the leather was, like it was protected somehow by the salt, I guess. I don't know. I don't understand. But he was like, they recovered it in the 80s. And so they have these rolls of leather that were from this ship that sunk, basically, that was transporting leather. And he gave me a piece of that leather with a little like paper that had the story of where it came from.
I
So
love
that's like
that.
the most interesting thing
That's
from a
so
book
cool.
bindery, because they've like used that leather now to bind books. And I was like, thank you. for
Yeah.
this
That's
small
so
piece of
cool.
leather. Yeah.
I didn't love the human skin book part, but I
Yeah,
liked the
that's
leather sunken
crazy.
ship part.
There were like wild books in there. Like he had a book that had record of like communications between Hitler and someone else. And I was like, it's wild that you have all of this here. They have like a big safe in the back.
Where was this?
It's in Vancouver. It's if you look up vintage bookstore and binder, I think it'll come up. They've been doing it for way too long. They've seen some shit.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was really cool.
How fun.
Okay, Diane, top that.
So at first I was gonna say, I have like a prop from when I worked on Shadowhunters. So I have like one of the steles.
Yeah.
But
this is my favorite fact.
I don't know where that is. It's somewhere. But then I remembered I have my dead pet rat's ashes in some of this fur.
Oh, and fur. I was like, why did one get a bigger jar than the other?
I love this one more than this one.
This is just Goose. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Your rat's name was Goose?
Yeah.
I just got a brand new puppy last week, and his name is Goose.
Oh, yeah. Goose is such a good name.
Goose
I know.
reincarnated.
Very Top Gun.
Yes.
He did. He reincarnated to a little tiny puppy.
I just love when people name animals the wrong animal name. It's my favorite thing.
Yes.
Like a dog named Goose.
Yeah.
Incredible. There's a person here in Albuquerque who has like a duck that they like have in a backpack, and its name is Goose. And I thought that was hilarious.
I love
Yes.
I love ducks so much.
Same. Wow, this is a writing live stream, so I'm glad that we, went on that.
Hey, we're doing our due diligence to the yap of the live stream.
To the yap.
We're
It's
really
true.
Broadening the lore of us
with
and
the
our
blood jar and
Yeah.
whatnot. Sure.
Brain jar.
I will
my
never.
brain jar.
I can't ever unthink that. Thank you so
Well.
much. And this is the last time Cody will be invited on my channel. Thank you so much.
It was so good seeing
was so
all of
much
you.
fun.
Oh my gosh, bye.
Oh my god. Oh, if anyone has any writing questions, now's the time to drop them in the chat.
That's so
Wow.
We love a writing question.
Yeah. Wait, what a cool lore drop, Diane. Worked on Shadowhunters. Yeah, she did.
Oh, yeah, I did.
By far my favorite Diane lore.
Yeah. I worked on season 2 and 3. It was a lot of fun.
So look at the props,
right?
Yes. Also, don't look too closely. There's
not too hard though.
There are so many scenes where so when they're fighting with their swords, we have like the realies, and then we have the the VFX ones that are just the hilts, and then we have the like softs. So like the ones that are safer for them to be working. Usually like the closer we get, we want the real looking ones so that it looks good. And I forgot to switch out the rubbers. And so you can see it's like all nicked and it's terrible. There's so many things like that. There's so many things. I've been thinking of I've always wanted to just watch the episodes and then point out all the things that I did wrong or like that were done well or like any sort of backstory to it. Like I want to do that so bad because there's so many things where I'm like, oh my God. Yikes.
Yep. Put that on the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Yes, Cody.
I just didn't want to interrupt, but I do have a question. So what I've noticed for me since I've really started taking writing seriously is that now I feel like I can't read a book without thinking of plot structure or things like that. With you working in film, has that affected you how you consume TV, film, things like that?
Yes, to a degree. I mean, not so much I don't know, I don't know about craft wise, but definitely when I'm watching something, and there's a dinner scene or a big stunt scene, I'm just oh, the resets for that must have been awful. That day must have been awful, just constantly resetting and having to clean up and make sure that the levels of the drinks are the same, and it just it's trauma. I get PTSD with certain things. That's the main thing that I notice the most is just I know what happens behind the scenes, and I'm ooh, that must have been a rough day. That must have been a rough day.
That's why Love is Blind doesn't have see-through glasses, so they don't have to worry about that. And they can edit their footage however they want to.
I love it. I love it.
Wild. Okay, Becca had a question. Can you talk about a time you were this close to giving up on your project but decided to keep going?
Yes.
Yeah.
Take it away, Cody.
Me first?
Oh
Okay.
yeah, you were ready.
Well, so this is probably, I don't even know how many months ago it was. I can't, it's irrelevant. Anyway, when I finished the first draft of the Ghostwriters Club, you see, baby Cody thought that that was the time to maybe get some other people to read it. And that was the worst decision that I could have made because it was ripped to shreds. And it was through that process that I realized that I wrote the entire book in the wrong POV. And I was like, so you're telling me that I just worked on this for 6 months and I got to rewrite this whole thing? Nah, dude, couldn't be me. So I took a week off to just be like, okay, it's fine because you already know what's going to happen. You just have to put it in the right tense. And so I was that close to just scrapping it and being like, you know what, never mind. I don't want to do this anymore. But then I didn't give up.
But what made you not give up?
Community.
Aww. Yeah.
Yeah. With the hearts. Mine still doesn't do it. It hates me.
Does it do it automatically? Wait.
If you're on a Mac, it's supposed to do it automatically.
I know, and mine doesn't.
Oh, I don't have a Mac, so I know. I never expected it.
If you're on a Mac, there's a setting where you have to turn on reactions.
Oh.
Mine just hates me. It's fine. Diane?
I don't know. I can't recall a time where I felt that way necessarily. Like I always strongly was like, I'm gonna finish this book. Like I'm gonna do this. I think there were a lot of times where I felt like I couldn't do it, or like it would just take so long. Yeah, I don't know, but definitely as far as like what always brings me back, definitely community is a big part of it, and just the fact that like I've shared so much of this process, and there are people who are genuinely like, I can't wait to read it. Like that definitely always brings me back from like imposter syndrome, especially, and feeling like the story like doesn't matter, it's not good or whatever. But yeah.
Kayla?
I don't know. I'm having a hard time thinking of like, because I'm pretty stubborn, I feel like. So like even with Between the Waves, like I imagine with Between the Waves, I've come very, very close. Like I've wanted to quit and not write it anymore, but I just like feel so connected to that story that I'm like, I'm gonna take a pause because I think that's important for the story. But I'm not, it will get done. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like often if I get really close to quitting, or I feel like I'm getting close to quitting and I'm like, I just don't want to do this. Like, I feel like it's not going well. This is terrible. Like, I feel like a lot of rounds of feedback with Between the Waves kind of, not necessarily that it was terrible, but just that there was so much that could be changed and that like needed to change and that needed to be restructured. I feel like that weighed on me a lot. But even then, like, there's always like a reason that I start working on a particular story because I have so many ideas. And then there's always like a little reason that I'm like, no, I'm going to pick this one and I need to work on this one. And I feel like if I get close to quitting, I try to remind myself of that. I'm like, but I also actually, I feel like I think about my characters. Often I've like put a lot of work into them and I'm writing their story because I believe in their story. And maybe it's the people pleaser in me. And I'm like, I can't let them down. Like, what am I just going to let them fade into the void? Like, I can't do that. So like, I feel like that's what I think of. I'm like, there's a reason I wanted to tell this story and got this far, because I feel like getting to the end of a first draft, I'm like, this is far enough that like the story means enough to keep going, I guess. And then yeah, thinking about the characters and thinking about people who, like Diane said, people that have like commented and been like, I will wait for Between the Waves, like I don't care how long it takes, I'll be there, like I'm so excited for this and these characters. I'm like, well shit, like we're gonna have to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
We're
know.
all here. We're here for the pre-orders whenever you're ready.
Thank you so much. I will hold everyone to that. Everyone who's ever said that. I'm making a list.
Don't worry, I have all the pre-orders. We're ready.
Yeah. So
I think
know. That's a non-answer.
no, I think it's a great answer actually. I think my mental health and my creativity are so closely tied that I hit a lot of moments where I'm like this close to quitting, and I have to step back and go, am I actually thinking this about the project, or am I just on my period? Or am I just like having a bad day? Am I just frustrated because I haven't figured out this plot problem yet? You know, like it's a matter of stepping back and trying to actually identify what it is that's frustrating or what it is that makes me want to quit. And usually it's not the story. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have a lot of friends that popped up in the chat, but I didn't want to interrupt us. But Taylor is here. Wonderful, beautiful Taylor, who we adore. Yes, yay community, yay community. Sab, welcome. Yes, we are going to do another 40-minute sprint in just a few seconds. And Lindsay popped in to say hi. Hi, Lindsay. All the people. Okay. Ian had to take off for a second so he could film some deer in his front yard.
Nice. Oh, lovely.
We love a deer.
Yeah.
I saw a bald eagle yesterday and a herd of wild horses.
Oh
What
my
a day.
God.
I know, right? That's what happens when you drive to southern New Mexico for the day, I guess.
Wow.
With that being said, let's write. Let us do another 40-minute. This is our last 40-minute sprint. So good luck, everyone, and we will see you in 40 minutes. It is still so loud.
It's very loud.
How'd everybody do?
Not bad, not bad. Another chapter
Bueno.
done.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Look at you. Your double chapters today.
Yeah. Not bad.
Same as Diane. I also finished another chapter.
Okay, okay. Kayla, did you also finish another chapter?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I wrote a paragraph.
Incredible.
Yep, it was great.
I love it. I did a little bit more in that scene I needed to finish, and then I switched to chapter 3, which is completely good, and I went, yay, and I added it into this draft, which means I'm now at, I technically wrote 2,409 words, so.
Wow.
During the stream?
Yeah, no, during this sprint.
Oh.
Wow. You better work, Diva.
It's because I moved chapter 3 over. And it
Right.
was fully done. Yeah. It was cheating, but it's fine.
That's not cheating. That counts. You wrote the words at some point.
True.
How'd everybody do in the chat? Let us know. I know that I couldn't think of a word and people were helpful, and then Miley couldn't think of a word and people were helpful. So we love an encouraging chat. Incredible. Do we want to do last lines before we go?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Ooh.
Diane, you get to start.
Let me double check. Where am I? Here's my thing. Oh gosh, hang on. 1 sec. Last line is. Oh, how bad could it possibly be?
Incredible. I love it.
Love. Mine is very short and sweet. It's just serves him right.
Ooh.
And it sure does. And I've always said that.
Always.
Kayla?
Mine is one of the 4 lines that I wrote. In the center of the room sat 2 long reading tables, empty save for one small boy with glasses that would surely disappear into his book if he held it any closer. And it feels a little long compared to everyone else's sentences.
But I already love him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that imagery of disappearing into the book if he were looking at it any closer. Like,
Thank you. I was inspired by myself as a child.
I was inspired by myself.
As you should be.
As you should be. Mine was long fingers select the book, but instead of retrieving it, he gives it a tug and the whole shelf comes forward.
Ooh,
Yes.
love it.
I love a secret passageway moment.
We love a secret passageway. It's a secret office, technically, but
we love it.
It's fine. It's all the same.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let us sign off here. Do we want to tell the world where they can find us and all that jazz?
Yeah.
Jazz hands.
Jazz hands. You can find me here on YouTube, and on Instagram, I guess. Eventually TikTok. I technically have one, but I don't. We'll see. We'll see.
And what can you plug, Diane?
What's my plug? Oh, I have a
Good,
poetry
Cody?
collection. I keep forgetting. I have a poetry collection people can buy. It's in KU, and you can buy it like in print on Amazon.
Incredible. Cody, who are you?
hi, I'm Cody. I post videos here on YouTube. The next video I have coming out is all about being a writer who has ADHD and offering any tips to my fellow neurospicy writers. I wrote a book. You could buy it if you want to. It's called The Ghostwriters Club. It is available everywhere online, ebook and physical book. And yeah, I'm Cody the Writer on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Substack. So,
Ooh, Substack.
Okay.
Not
Wait,
the
you also have a
lasers.
Wow.
Patreon, too?
do what?
Do you also have a Patreon?
No, I don't.
Oh, dang. Okay.
RIP to the Patreon.
No.
I just started feeling really weird about putting content and stuff like that behind a paywall personally. So I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna let that go.
Fair.
And that's
fair.
okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, Kayla, where can the people find you?
I can be found Kayla Kempers here on YouTube and also on Instagram and on TikTok, but I also don't really post there anymore. I don't know, maybe I'll start again at some point, but I get too sucked in, so I have not been. Yeah, I have a poetry collection that you can get on Amazon.
All 3 published authors on this stream. Literally didn't even notice. I love it.
Wow.
Yeah.
In the club, we all fan.
In the club. And I've always said that.
And I'll continue to say it till the day I die.
Uh-huh. I am not published, but you know what? You can find me right here on YouTube, and there
Natalie,
will be
you left out a very important word. You're not published yet.
Yet. Thank you. Yes. Yet.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you
Continue.
for always having my back. Thank you. But you can find me here on YouTube. This is my channel. P.S. If you wouldn't mind liking this video, I would appreciate it a whole heck of a lot. And you will be seeing a new video from me very soon. It was supposed to come out last week. It definitely didn't. But it is about me finishing the draft of this book and going on a writing retreat with my friends. So stay tuned. You'll see it soon. We're going to sign off here. But everybody, if you have not dropped your last line that you wrote in the comments, please do now. I'm still going to be reading it even after the stream ends. And we will see you all real soon in another one, I'm sure. Bye.